Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we are at Rippling Flats in Newcrest. We're still in the Llama Lagoon neighborhood. However, after a full day of working on this, oh man, I'm having a hit or miss situation here in Newcrest. First build, awesome. Second build, sucked. Third build, no big issues. This build, oh my gosh. I'm struggling to figure out what I did wrong. My only thinking is this second floor hallway here. I wish I knew what I did wrong. But after all this work, a full day of working on this, they can only get into the front door. They can use the first two rooms on the first floor off the entry, but that's it. They can't get to the stairs. They can't get to the kitchen. They can't get to the back of the house. And I'm trying to show you here, I'm probably doing a horrible job. You'll notice I can't put anything on this balcony. There's no floor on this balcony and along the two sides of the house. There's no flooring. It shows flooring, but then when you go into live mode, there's nothing there. You're just looking straight up at the sky. And I can't. Obviously, looking at it in build mode, I can't see the problem. Where am I making my mistake so that I can fix it? Where's there a wall missing? This has never ever happened to me before, so I'm at a loss. So what I do here is just take you on a quick tour of all the work I did. I really liked this house. I thought this was one of my better builds. I thought it was a little clever. I did so many different things. I finished the scientist's, the blonde girl, I finished her bedroom. And then I went out to put more plants because she's a botanist. She's going to be in the scientist career, but I'm going to pretend she's into botany. So she's just taking care of plants and stuff. I went to put something out on her balcony and it wouldn't let me. Now you see this area is fine. You look up. Well, see, there's a roof. Then you go into this room. Everything's fine. There's a roof. And then you go into this room here. Everything's fine. But from that wall on back, nothing's usable. And I don't know what I did wrong, honestly. It looks like there's no roof there, but trust me, there is. I think it's doing that because there is, see, you can see the city. I just don't understand. And yes, I have it clicked all the way up. You know, all three floors. Well, the two floors and the roof. But what I'm getting at is earlier in this build, see, it looks like there's nothing there. It's so weird. Absolutely weird. Everything was up. You had to click it twice. Now it looks like there's a roof, but this is the front of the house, which was fine. But you'll see here, no lights. Every light I hung, there's nothing there. And I hung lights. That's the last thing I do. I replace those saucers with lights. And there's nothing. There's a roof. You can see a roof, but there's no lights. This is deceptive. I have no idea. But what I'm getting at is earlier in the day when I was decorating her side, author's side, was she an author or an artist? I think I made her an author. They're best friends. It was either the roof or the railing. But I made one change. It pushed that roundabout thing, that round wall at the back. It pushed it back. So that could have something to do with it, but I redid the walls twice. I just didn't want to take the second floor away and redo it because of all my work. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And I know that probably would have fixed things, but it took over an hour just to decorate her lab on the second floor. And then I went over and I did her bedroom. This thing here, this is her lab, the blonde girl's lab, which again, it's got lighting in it. Everything's normal because this is the only part of the house that they can recognize. All of this, where's all the lights? Now see, there's lights on those tables, but I put those Chinese lanterns because I like that glow the best. There's nothing there. But it's affecting a whole half of the house. I just don't get it. So anyway, I take you on a real quick, I kept saying, why haven't I done this yet? I wanted to see what Newcrest, how they designed Newcrest. I take you on a little real quick. It was real quick because the camera was zooming all over the place. This is really tiny, but it is just this Llama Lagoon neighborhood. I don't think any of the other ones did. They just show you the neighborhood. And I honestly do not recall this big city being here. I guess it's always been there. I knew there were a couple buildings, but I had no idea it was that built up. I didn't know that thing was there. I like how they put the sun and the moon on either side. So it's kind of like the atmosphere is revolving and this thing is just sitting flat. It's not bad. Just really tiny. Apparently there are big cities on both sides. I just never noticed. So anyway, I'm sorry that this video is like this, but I worked all day. I had to show something for it. I hope you don't mind. I'm not coming back. I'm not going to come back to this one. I think what I'm going to do next is go back to that meadow thing in the smaller neighborhood. Demolish that house and start all over there, and then I'll come back here. I'm so sad. I love that build. But I don't even think I can bring myself to do it again. So just to make you guys happy, they do have a place to stay until I come back to them, and this is it. And this is not spite. This is not being mean to them. It was just going on 11 o'clock, and I wanted to go to sleep, so I threw them in here. The whole thing was janky. They could use the back gate fence, but then they'd get stuck as soon as they got past the greenhouse. They couldn't come around to the front door, and then if they did use the front door, they could only use those 2 rooms, and it was the weirdest. Although I did learn recently that I'm blaming my computer and the equipment I'm using, and someone is theorizing that it's internet connection. But thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.